Hey yo, Mark here for Mark's Max Muscle. And today we're going to be taking a look at, yeah buddy, Ronnie Coleman. Coleman has one of the most incredible careers in the history of bodybuilding. So without further ado, let's take a look at Ronnie Coleman. Coleman was born in the good old US of A back in 1964. He stood 5 feet 11 inches and weighed as much as 300 pounds in his prime. Big Ronnie was a true beast in every sense of the word. Not only did he look strong, but in fact he was deadly strong. One of, if not the strongest bodybuilder ever. Now that's saying something. Ronnie Coleman's back is stuff of legend. Depending on what you prefer, there's a definite argument that would say that Ronnie Coleman has not only the best rear lat spread, but also the best rear double bicep in bodybuilding history. Now that's definitely saying something. Coleman's first bodybuilding title came in 1990 in the form of the Mr. Texas title. From there, Coleman captured the 1991 World Amateur title. In 1992, Ronnie Coleman would make his Mr. Olympia debut. Much to his disappointment, he didn't even place that year. Coleman would return to the Olympia stage in 1994, this time actually placing, landing in the 15th position. At the 95 Mr. Olympia, Ronnie climbed in placings, landing in the 11th position. 1996 was, in my opinion, the year Ronnie Coleman really started to realize his potential. He looked outstanding and placed a well-deserved 6th place. At the 1997 Mr. Olympia, I thought Coleman looked outstanding and personally would have placed him much higher than 9th. But I guess the judges saw fit to place him way down that low in the pack, considering there was only 13 athletes competing that night. History was made in 1998 at the Mr. Olympia event when Ronnie Coleman placed first, winning his first ever Sandow statue. This, of course, was history because Ronnie Coleman really wasn't on the radar to even come close to winning the Sandow that year. To place 9th one year and then win the Mr. Olympia event the next is unheard of. And I firmly believe it will never happen again, so long as I live. Ronnie Coleman would, of course, go on to gather a few more Sandows, 8 in total, which actually tied Lee Haney's record. At the 2006 Mr. Olympia, Coleman would finally lose his crown to his arch-rival, Jay Cutler. Coleman and Cutler had, in my opinion, the best bodybuilding feud in the Olympia history. Cutler finally being able to overthrow the great Ronnie Coleman was a great way to end this legendary rivalry, even though I do prefer Coleman just by a hair. Coleman would compete his last time at the 2007 Mr. Olympia. It was almost hard to watch this once great champion standing in a shadow of his former self. He placed 4th. Coleman has long since retired and has battled with many health problems, including countless amounts of surgeries. Coleman, till this very day, struggles to walk like a normal human. But to become a legend in this sport, and not only that, but also be referred to as the greatest bodybuilder of all time, a price will be paid, and there's really no way around that. I'm sure if you asked Coleman, even on his deathbed, if it was all worth it, I can almost guarantee he would reply, "Yeah, buddy!" He is Ronnie Coleman, a bodybuilding legend. Well, that about does it for that one. As always, let me know in the comments section below if there's any other legendary bodybuilders, like Ronnie Coleman, that you want to see a profile done on. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like and subscribe if you did. And that's it for now. This is Mark for Mark's Max Muscle.